Hey guys, we just picked up our brand new 2018 5.0 F150 truck and we're out here driving it right now. We wanted to go ahead and just jump in and sort of give you a review. It's a bone stock 5.0 right off the lot, so we're super stoked to see how the new engine and the 10-speed transmission work and just really get a feel for it. So the reason we're really hyped on this new 5.0 project truck is partly because we haven't done a 5.0 truck in a while outside of our older 2014 build, but also because Ford has made some revisions this year and it's going to be the first time that they're offering the 10-speed transmission with the new 5.0 motor. That 10-speed we've ran before in our 2017 truck, which had the 3.5 EcoBoost, and it was a really good combination. We're super pleased with just how the truck ran overall, and the way it moved through gears was excellent. So we're going to be excited to get a feel for that here in this truck with the 5.0 engine, but we're also going to be looking at some slightly bigger power numbers than the previous generation had. So Ford's taken the 5.0 V8 and bumped it up to 395 horsepower, which is 10 above where we were previously. And they've also added it to 400 pound-feet of torque, which is about 13 higher than it was in the previous generation. So not only are we looking at a better transmission, but we're also looking at a little bit of additional power added onto that. We optioned this 2018 F-150 out as an XLT Sport, so it's a little bit lower trim than some of the other trucks we've built that are full-blown Lariat with leather and air-conditioned seats and all the goodies, but it's definitely still pretty well appointed as far as the interior is concerned. A couple of things that are regular in this truck are going to be the black cloth seats, regular black carpet. All the interior bits are sort of that black leather and plastic that you're used to seeing across the other F-150 packages. It does have the sync system in it, which is really nice, and we optioned it without a sunroof. So we've had some issues in the past with sunroofs off-road kind of rattling off the rails or getting jammed, and we didn't want to deal with that in this truck, so we left that out of it, and it is really just fine. In here it's still plenty comfortable. There are a few unique things to this package that you don't necessarily see in every XLT or a lot of the lower package trucks. One of those being the fact that it has a full center console up front with the shifter mounted in it. Personally, I like that a lot. It feels a little bit sportier, and it's nice to have a good solid armrest and not have to mess around with the column shifters that these trucks come with pretty often. So it does make it a little bit more unique among some of the other XLT trucks. So Ford made a few streamlining changes to the front end of the 2018 F-150s, and the first things you'll notice are the changes in the headlights. These bars that come across the top and the bottom of the grille are stretched, and then the light is pulled back a little bit. Then they also modified the grille, so this style grille is a little bit more similar to what you're seeing on the current generation of Super Duty now, with the big two bars across the center. And it's a pretty nice bulky look on the front of the truck. We really like how that turned out. They also did some changes with the lower bumper. Fog lights and things have stayed relatively the same, but the centerpiece where these bread baskets are and the little mouth do have some different plastic pieces in there now, and there is sort of a grille that's mounted into it, which is a little bit cleaner looking than the previous generation. Along the rear end of our 2018 F-150, there's been a couple other design changes to streamline it and make it a little more similar to what we've got going on in the front. You'll notice that the tail light has been redesigned and sort of changed with this white bar that runs through the center of it and around the edges. A little bit more of a modern look than what you had in the previous generation. And then Ford's also gone ahead and done a couple changes to the tailgate itself. If you look at the lower section here, the way it's embossed has changed, and then they've added the F-150 logo across the back, which is a pretty cool touch. It definitely makes the truck look a little bit bulkier and sort of harkens back to the classic pickups that all had the emblems punched into the bed. Overall, I really like what Ford's done with the redesign on these 2018 F-150s, and I think the look is just a little bit more streamlined and a lot classier than the previous generation. I'm also definitely a big fan of what they've done with the 10-speed being mated to the new 5.0. After spending a couple hours in the truck running around on country roads and doing some highway time, it really is a big jump over the previous generation, and the power is good, the way it transfers it is awesome, so definitely makes the truck a real pleasure to drive and feels like a big improvement.